case did not survive the court system, and he was ultimately transferred to Chicago on those charges. So he went up there, and that's the last we've heard of him. But if he comes back here and violates the law, we still got his bed at the county jail. He can have it again.
Have you read the article or heard the allegations? It's pretty bizarre.
No, I haven't. I don't get involved in reading, news of, actors and rap artists and that sort of thing. People who act like somebody else. I don't have time for that.
Allegedly, there's a Polk County woman whose family's here, and she's, according to the parents, she's being held captive in this cult-like house. What would it take from them to get you guys to look into that?
Well, certainly we investigate every allegation of criminal wrongdoing in this county. If they're not in this county, we'll then refer them to the appropriate investigative source wherever they think she is. Now, of course, there's been some allegations about past criminal charges, and of course, we can't talk about those victims of crime because sexual battery victims are, with good reason, exempt from public record. However, if the parents come forward and they allege there's a violation in this county, we'll certainly investigate it. If we find there's probable cause, we'll be more than happy to arrest R. Kelly or anyone else who's violating the law. At this time, we've not heard from the parents. We don't see or hear or understand of any allegations of wrongdoing that's occurred in this county by R. Kelly or by anyone else that he's associated with.
Obviously, you know about his past because he was arrested here in Polk County.
Yes.
Does he fit the bill of predatory behavior?
Do you know, any time that you hang out with children and engage in inappropriate conduct, we look at that as potential predatory behavior. Anyone who wants to be with someone under the age of 18, and certainly they're as old as he is, and I understand he's someplace in his 40s, that's an issue. But once again, we have to have a victim, or we have to have a parent who says their child's a victim. And if we don't have jurisdiction, we will find the appropriate investigators to investigate. No one's above the law, and we have room in the county jail if he or anyone else has violated the law.
The parents claimed, I guess, that they met when she was 17. She moved with them when he was 18. I mean, is there anything they could have done or could do?
At this point in time, if that's the allegation, no. There's no law against him talking to or being friends with a 17-year-old. If she was wise enough, or he was wise enough, not to allow her to move in until she was 18, and there was no inappropriate conduct prior to that, then he wised up from apparently other allegations against him. And at that point in time, if she's 18 or older and there because she wants to be, that's her business.
The fact that they haven't heard from her, I guess apparently they say they haven't heard from her in a year. Could they file a missing person report? Or?
That's significant if they haven't heard from their daughter in a year and they otherwise have heard from her. My experience is there's always more to the story than meets the eye. And when you hear one set of stories, i.e. from parents, you don't have the whole thing. Maybe there's more to it than we know. Certainly we would check into it. If she's missing from this jurisdiction, we'll take the report. If she's missing from another jurisdiction and the parents are from here and meet with us, we'll make sure that the agency will take the report from whence she was last seen. But once again, she may not be getting along with her parents. She may be there voluntarily and she may not want anything to do with them. We see that over and over. So if R. Kelly started dating her after she was 18, that's not against the law. If she doesn't want to communicate with her parents, that's not against the law. But it certainly would calm down the media for her just to say, hey, Mom, I'm okay, and don't worry about it. Or she could say, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, I'm okay, and I don't like you, don't bother me. That would help a lot, but it's her choice.
The audio you just heard was from July 2017. This was when the Savages were actively promoting this whole sex cult agenda they had trying to throw on R. Kelly. Now, as you heard, No parents had come forward. So we could just sit here and keep asking remedial questions about the parents, trying to fit their narrative, or recognize that they're freaking lying. There's no need to try to fit their narrative because it's not true. There were no police reports. They had no cases.
No active investigation in Florida, but the parents of one young woman hope that changes. The Polk County father claims his daughter is one of several young women allegedly recruited and trapped in a sex cult devoted to the singer. Now, the father says Kelly promised to help his daughter with her music career, but was actually recruiting her for sex. The father says the Polk County Sheriff's Office couldn't help because his daughter wouldn't cooperate with investigators. Now, we actually spoke with Sheriff Grady Judd today because it was his office that arrested R. Kelly back in 2003.
That's after investigators found nude photos of young girls at his rental home in Davenport. That warrant stemmed from the case in Chicago. So here's what the sheriff told us today about.
And notice they said young girls. That does not mean underage girls. And that's something they keep playing with as well.
The day of the arrest.
He was hiding out in Davenport in some lease houses. Of course, it's hard to hide R. Kelly. So law enforcement officials there notified us. We found him and promptly arrested him. Oh, he was totally cooperative.
Hold up. How you gonna put out there that he was hiding out, but then turn around and say he was fully cooperative? That don't sound like somebody that's actually hiding out. Maybe that's just where they were located and residing when you picked them up.
Sheriff tells us because of issues with the search warrant, ultimately the charges in Polk County were dropped. As for the case involving the young girl from Polk, the sheriff says that although the family lives there, they say the incident happened in Kissimmee. So we're reaching out to law enforcement there to see if they plan on investigating these claims.
See, a lot of people got selective amnesia when it comes to this case. But it's okay, because I'm here to remind you all of the facts. Like I've said from the beginning, the Clarys would not have come forward had they not been called out, just like so many other people who were implicated as though they were committing crimes. So with that being said, they're going to have to prove all these allegations. It's not up for R. Kelly to prove his innocence. It's for them to prove his guilt. And I highly doubt they have the evidence to do that. In case you like to play bingo, if you have a Facebook account, I just created a group where we can play some bingo and possibly win a little cash. I'm going to put the link in the description. And again, if you have a Facebook, make sure you go and add yourself to this group. All games will be played live so that everyone can see what's going on. Even if you miss the live, it will still be posted so that you can see exactly how the game went. It's simple.